What's up? My name is KMJ. I'm gonna rank all 1997 performances of Billie Jean that we have in pro quality. Let's get to it. Number 6, Copenhagen, August 14th, 1997. Vocals. Michael does not sing a lot here, and frankly, what he sings simply just sounds boring. There's no interesting ad-libs other than the woo ad-lib. It's just boring. However, his voice is in a lovely condition. There's clearly nothing wrong with it here. There's not much expression from Michael when singing either, other than him smiling when he sings, "You know what you did?" And a small bit of expression when singing, "Doggone do it." 2.1 out of 10 because it's simply just boring. Dancing. There's not a lot of dancing here. Sure, there's some, but it's done with really low energy. That's until we get to the breakdown, where everything changes. Rapid energy and powerful movement during the biggest moves. Throughout the main song though, this energy is simply not present. Also funny how Michael only does 3 thrusts in the beginning, where in every other performance we have, he does at least 4. I'm gonna give this 1.8 out of 10 because the majority of the song has small amounts of dancing, and that dancing really just lacks energy. Instrumentation. The instrumental is the best part of this performance. All the instruments are really strong, my favorite being the guitar. There's some weird sound fall during the main moonwalk though. I don't know where that comes from, and I never really paid it much attention, but it's worth noting. 6.7 out of 10 because of strong sound, but could be better. Energy. This is the absolute biggest issue within this performance. Michael has such a low amount of energy. During the breakdown, as I stated earlier, the energy is high and a bit aggressive, but where was that energy during the main presentation of the song? It just gives the impression that Michael's bored or tired. Hell, maybe he was, what do I know? It's just such a shame as this was performed in my hometown. Luckily I have Copenhagen 1992 to make up for this lackluster performance. 1 out of 10 because it lacks what seems to be passion. Makeup and hairstyle. Michael's hairstyle is beautiful most of the time throughout this performance, but sometimes it looks not so beautiful. I don't know, it's kinda odd. Makeup is alright, not really a highlight in my opinion though. It doesn't show that sharp and aggressive look that I prefer from Michael. This is more of a relaxed Michael, which overall fits very well considering his energy. 7.5 out of 10 because the hairstyle is pretty nice. Cinematography. The camera shots actually don't take anything away here. Usually there are unfortunate shots that shows Michael's face instead of his full body when he's dancing. But that's not an issue here because there's not a lot of dancing. There's nothing to complain about really. 10 out of 10. Quality. There's 2 sources, the MediaCorp 5.1 and the TV1000, which is the one you're watching. They're similar in quality, but the MediaCorp 5.1 is better quality-wise, but the frame rate is only 25 per second, whereas the TV1000 one you can get it by deinterlacing to 50 frames per second. And I use that here because that fits better with the video, as the video template I made here is 50 frames per second. So yeah, overall MediaCorp is better quality wise. It's pretty good. It's definitely one of the most high quality shows we have. 8 out of 10. Before I move on, here's a personal favorite moment of mine from this performance. Next up, number 5, Helsinki, August 26th, 1997. Vocals. The vocals here are great. Michael sings them very passionately, and there is a lot of vocals too. It's clear that Michael's enjoying singing as he's seen smiling while doing it. However, the vocals are kinda low, but that's due to a microphone issue and not related to Michael's voice. 7 out of 10. Dancing. There's a lot of dancing here compared to other August 1997 shows, but the thing is, I don't like the style that Michael's dancing in. He's dancing much more loosely and less stronger than the earlier shows in the tour, and I'm not a fan. Some of the moves seem like they're done with little effort, but there's also this ankle popping move that is always done with extreme strength, so that's a joy to look at. The breakdown, as always, is tight as well. Michael does a lot of these sword moves, which is alright, but not that interesting to be honest. 5 out of 10. Instrumentation. The drums are super cool. They kinda just sound like someone's hitting a metal pipe with another metal pipe, but that somehow still appeals to me. Despite the audio quality, the instrumental is very enjoyable. But then again, maybe not that enjoyable. 4 out of 10. Energy. MJ is in a super good mood here, and not just in Billie Jean, but throughout the whole show. He seems so happy. He even laughed at something, I'm guessing the issue with the microphone. I don't know. It's just really nice seeing him perform as himself and not as a super aggressive and angry stage presence that his other live performance persona has. Like, if you ever see clips of Michael off stage, you'll see he seems like such a sweet and calm guy, whereas on stage he seems like a total badass. It's such a stark contrast and it's so impressive that you just have to admire him. Anyways, let's get back on track. 10 out of 10 because Michael is a happy fella here. Makeup and hairstyle. I really do not like the hairstyle or makeup here. The makeup is super boring and doesn't do anything for me. The hairstyle just keeps getting in the way of Michael, considering he keeps trying to get it out of his face. Not really my cup of tea, it just seems boring for some reason. A 1 out of 10 from me. Cinematography. All the camera shots here are enjoyable. There's not a single one that takes anything away from his dancing or expressions. 10 out of 10. Quality. Audio quality is unfortunate, but still enjoyable and can be edited to sound better. Video quality is okay, very grey though, kinda just a 5 out of 10 because it's not too bad, but not too good either. Now again, before I go on, I'm gonna show you a favorite moment of mine from this performance. Number 4, Gothenburg, August 16th, 1997. Vocals. There's a lot of vocals here, even though most of them are just Michael singing Doggone Lover over and over again in different ways. Doggone lover, doggone lover, doggone lover, doggone lover, doggone lover, doggone lover. Which is not really interesting. However, his voice is in great condition, but it's in great condition for all 1997 shows, except for Munich. 4 out of 10 because I like the 5 whoos that Michael does at the microphone stand. Dancing. Not a lot of dancing here, but the execution of the moves done is great. There's some interesting moves as well, particularly the pointing move done during the first pre-chorus, which is loved by every person who watches Billie Jean performance. breakdown is a big highlight of this performance. There's a really cool robot section that is fucking impressive. Eight out of 10. Instrumentation. Similar to Copenhagen, but there's slightly different drums and sound mix overall. For some reason, it always appealed to me more than Copenhagen did. 7.5 out of 10 to Gothenburg's instrumentation. Energy. MJ is definitely more energetic here than in Copenhagen, and way more expressive as well. Overall, Michael seems more passionate about Billie Jean here than in Copenhagen. The close-up shots really add to the expressions, which is great. 7 out of 10 because of the slower but still passionate energy. Makeup and hairstyle. I love the hairstyle and makeup here. They both are a serious upgrade compared to Copenhagen. Michael's hair has curly hair strands split into a middle split coming down across his face. The makeup is strong and sharp as well. I love it. 10 out of 10. Now I know I compared the show to Copenhagen a lot here, but that's because it's the show right after Copenhagen. So I'm just kinda amazed that this show is better in every way compared to that show. Anyways, let's move on. Cinematography. There are a few shots that irritate me, but it's only irritating for a few seconds because it switches to a better angle immediately after, so it's not a big deal. I love the close-up shots here, as I said right before. They really, again, add to his expressions. 9.9 out of 10. Quality. We have two sources, the TB1000 one that you're watching right now, and the Channel 3 one. The main difference is that the Channel 3 one is just a worse version. It's more blurry and it's darker. That's about it. That's the main difference. So yeah, TB1000 is better. The quality is pretty good. It's pretty sharp. It's just good, okay? Definitely just good. And the audio quality is lovely as well. Just similar to Copenhagen again, as I said earlier. It's just great. 7 out of 10. And here's one of my favorite moments from this performance.
People always told me, be careful what you do. Don't go around breaking young girls' hearts. And mother always told me, be careful who you love. Be careful what you do.
Number 3, Johannesburg, October 12th, 1997. Vocals. Michael's vocals are a bit weak because he's clearly exhausted. It's the end of the tour, so it makes perfect sense. I really like how he sings though, especially the Breaking My Heart baby ad-lib. That is just splendid. 8 out of 10. Dancing. There is very little dancing here, but the execution of those moves are perfected considering it's the end of the tour. Some of the moves done seem a bit less powerful though, again because MJ is exhausted. But I don't know, that never really bothered me here for some reason. I can't really tell you why. Anyways, the breakdown is amazing as always. A rare move is done, which is a circle version of this robotic movement. Sadly, the anchor breaker move is missing, which is a damn shame. Overall, very enjoyable. 7 out of 10. Instrumentation. Man, it's flawless. Unfortunately, the quality has this annoying ass hiss, but I can somewhat look past it because I just adore the instrumental here. 10 out of 10. Energy. Michael is tired for sure here, but he still has so much passion and does a lot of expressions here as well. And oh boy do I love it. Knowing his parents are in the stadium watching him perform really adds a wholesome feeling to this performance. 9 out of 10. Makeup and hairstyle. Michael actually sports a rare hairstyle here, where he has thinner and longer hair coming down across the right side of his face, sometimes down across the middle of his face, which is reminiscent of early 1992 shows like Monte, Cologne or Oslo. Makeup is done in a way that makes Michael look very soft in his expressions. He looks so beautiful here. 10 out of 10. Cinematography. I never had a problem with the shots here. They're very enjoyable and in fact add to the performance. I can't give a concrete example because overall it looks as it should. 10 out of 10. Quality. Video quality kinda lacks a lot of detail, unfortunately it's a bit blurry. The audio quality has a hiss, which sucks ass, but oh well. 5 out of 10. Here's a lovely moment from this lovely performance. Number 2, Munich, July 6, 1997. Vocals. Obviously the main issue with this performance is the vocals. Michael is sick with laryngitis, hence his extreme weak and hoarse voice. It's also really unfortunate how this is a show that we have in the best quality of all other shows. If we had gotten any other 1997 show, his voice would have sounded way better. That is not even a joke. Munich is literally the only show of 1997 where he sounds this sick. Even in the 2 shows prior, Michael sounds way better. It's crazy. Anyways, 1 out of 10 because he still sounds badass despite laryngitis. Dancing. Oh boy, I love the dancing done here. Michael dances with loads of energy and even does my favorite move, the James Brown shuffle. The moonwalks are also super awesome, the main one being one of my absolute favorites. There's a good amount of dancing as well. I'd give it a pretty strong 9 out of 10. Instrumentation. The instrumentation is edited here, like the drums sound nothing like the original drums heard in the unedited tape of this show. However, that doesn't change the fact that the edited version sounds spectacular. My only gripes are how low the guitar is, because the guitar is undoubtedly one of the highlights of the history tour. 9.9 out of 10. Energy. There's plenty of good energy here. Not for 1 second does Michael seem tired or bored or non-enthusiastic about his performance. Even when Michael is singing live, he doesn't seem angry about his voice being absolutely destroyed because of laryngitis. He in fact smiles on multiple occasions while singing, with plenty of badass expressions. "10 out of 10. Makeup and hairstyle. I love Michael's little bun. It kinda almost seems like there's 2 hair buns back there. I don't know if that's the case though. He has multiple thin strands of hair down across his face, which just looks fucking rad to be honest. The makeup is just how I like it, highlighting Michael's expressions that makes him seem way more expressive overall and greatly enhances his aggressive demeanor as well. 10 out of 10. Cinematography. There's 3 different versions of this performance. The original unedited tape, the broadcasted ones, which all are the same, just some being lower in quality, some being higher quality. And then there's the newly leaked 16:9 widescreen one, which I won't be showing because I don't want my channel terminated, so I'll only talk about the unedited and the broadcasted version. The original VHS one has the absolute best angles of this performance if you ask me, especially because the angles show the dancing more during the chorus. Of course, it also shows my favorite move being shown properly compared to the broadcasted one where it zooms out. so I would give the unedited one a good old 10 out of 10. Quality. This is simple. The broadcast version has the best quality of any MJ show that we have in full pro. 10 out of 10. Here's one of my favorite moments from this performance. Now at number 1, we have Basel, July 25th, 1997. Vocals. Overall, Michael's voice is in pretty good condition here. The main issue is, and this goes for 90% of Billie Jean performances during 1997, Michael sings boring ad-libs. There's quite a few shows from this leg of the tour that has interesting ad-libs. Like the first show in Munich, those ad-libs are absolutely brilliant and different. Anyways, I'll give the vocals a 6.9 out of 10 because they sound good, but so does basically all 1997 Billie Jean ad-libs. So nothing special. Dancing. Here's the highlight of this performance. There is so much dancing and that it's absolute astonishing to me how little dancing there is during the Copenhagen show, the first show we mentioned on this list. There are so many rare combos here and long combos at that. All moves are strong as well. Michael even does the tap dance while beatboxing at the very end. That is mind blowing to me. 10 out of 10. Instrumentation. The only instruments that really shines here are the drums and guitar. All other instruments just seem dull, but that could easily be because of the sound mix, but also the audio quality, which we'll touch upon later. I give it a 5 out of 10 because it's hard to judge the instrumental when it's in quality that ruins the listening experience. Energy. Just wow. This is for sure the most energetic Billie Jean performance we have in pro recorded quality. Michael is clearly having a blast on stage. There are so many classic MJ expressions as well, of course, and it is just a dandy experience to watch. 10 out of 10. Makeup and hairstyle. The hairstyle looks like a worse rendition of the Munich hairstyle. It's shorter and that doesn't really work for me. The makeup is very good though. It's similar to Munich if not identical to Munich. 7 out of 10. Cinematography. The majority of camera shots here are just fine, but there are some that irritate me. And it's the same thing as always. The camera is a close-up when Michael's dancing. But it's not a big problem here, but I can't just look past it. 8 out of 10. Quality. The video quality is just fine, but the audio quality takes so much away from the viewing experience of this performance. I hardly ever watch it because of the wet sounding audio quality. It is truly sad because it of course had to be such a spectacular show with such bad sounding audio quality. 2 out of 10. And here's a favorite moment of mine from this spectacular performance.